Level 1, the newly licensed. The phone doesn't ring. You stare at it anyway. 90 days since you passed the exam. 90 days since your broker shook your hand and called you agent. Nobody told you the commission structure changed forever 6 months before you got your license. You print 200 flyers. You spend $340 on them. You knock on doors in a subdivision where every house already has 3 for sale by owner signs. A woman answers one door. She's polite. She says she's already negotiating her own buyer's agent fee directly, thanks to the settlement. 1.5%. You used to be promised 3%, automatically baked into the deal. Not anymore. Now every buyer's agent has to justify their cut in writing, in a signed agreement, before they show a single house. You sign your first buyer. A flat fee conversation. $4,000 total, win or lose, no matter how many showings it takes. You do the math in your car afterward. 11 showings already. $363 a showing if it closes. 0 if it doesn't. Your broker takes 30% of whatever you make. You don't ask why. You just nod. At night you scroll listings you can't sell. You wonder if you picked the wrong year to start. Level 2, the hustler. You learn the buyer-broker agreement by heart. You learn to ask for it before the first showing, not after, because the new rules mean you can get sued if you don't. You start closing. Small ones. A $210,000 condo. A $340,000 starter home. Your commission isn't a percentage anymore in half your deals. It's whatever you negotiated up front, sitting in a folder signed. You learn the new currency of the business, trust before transaction. Buyers want proof you're worth the fee before they'll commit to paying it. You start offering free consultations, knowing some will ghost you after. 3 buyers ghost you in 1 month. You ate the gas money, the time, the showings. $0 for 40 hours of work. You start tracking your hourly rate. It's ugly. You don't tell anyone the number. Your broker calls you in. Tells you your close rate needs to improve, or your desk fee eats your draw. You start working 7 days a week. You stop seeing your friends on weekends, because that's when houses get shown. You close 4 deals in 90 days. $14,200 total commission after broker split. You feel like you're finally inside something. Level 3, the trusted closer. Clients start referring you by name. You've built a reputation for explaining the buyer agreement clearly, for not flinching when someone wants to negotiate your fee down. You learn to hold your number. I work for 2.5%, and here's exactly what that buys you, you say, and you mean it, because you've timed it. 14 hours of work per transaction, on average, from first call to closing table. You start seeing how agents around you behave differently now. Some undercut everyone, working for 1%, burning out by month 8. Some refuse to budge and lose half their leads. You find the middle, and the middle keeps you alive. You close a $580,000 home. Commission, $11,600, split 70-30 with your broker. You take home $8,120. It's the best month of your life. You also learn the cost. A deal falls through 2 weeks before closing, financing collapses, And you've spent $1,800 of your own money on inspections and incidentals you'll never see again. Nobody warned you that closable deals can become unclosed deals overnight, and you eat the loss alone. You stop calling it selling houses. You start calling it managing risk. The language shift matters more than you realize. Level 4, the skilled operator. You move to a 90-10 split with a boutique brokerage. You're bringing in enough volume that they want to keep you, not bleed you. You stop chasing buyers who won't sign agreements. You learn to read intent in the first 5 minutes. Who's serious? Who's shopping for free chauffeur service? You turn away 3 leads a week now. Turning away money used to feel insane. Now it feels like survival math. You close 6 deals in a quarter. $612,000 in total transaction. Volume becomes $31,000 in commission. You hire a transaction coordinator for $1,200 a month to handle paperwork, because your time is worth more doing what only you can do: negotiating, reassuring, closing. You start mentoring a newer agent on the side, the way someone mentored you, except you charge for it now. $500 for a half-day shadow session. You don't think twice about the fee. The old version of you would have. You notice something in yourself. You've stopped feeling guilty about money. You used to apologize for your commission. Now you defend it like a fact of nature. A seller tries to lowball you down to 1% on a $1.2 million listing. You walk. 3 days later, they call back at 2.25%. You take it without celebrating. Celebrating is for people who haven't done this enough times yet. Level 5, the respected insider. You're invited to a closed broker roundtable. 12 agents in the region who survived the post-ruling shakeout, while 400 others quietly let their licenses lapse. You sit at a table with people who used to intimidate you. Nobody intimidates you anymore. You realize slowly that you intimidate someone else now. You manage a small team, 2 buyer's agents working under your license, splitting their commission with you 20-80 in your favor. You stop showing houses yourself except for your top clients. Your job becomes managing momentum, not chasing it. A $2.1 million listing. The seller wants you specifically, by name, because a friend referred you. You charge 2%. $42,000. Split with the brokerage, split with referral fees. You net $26,000 on one transaction. You start to notice the erosion. You used to remember every buyer's name, every kid's room they picked out. Now you remember numbers, square footage, closing dates, commission percentages. Faces blur. You tell yourself it's efficiency. Some nights alone, you call it something else. One of your agents underperforms for 2 straight months. You let her go. It's not personal, you tell yourself, and you almost believe it. Level 6, the authority figure. You open your own brokerage. 11 agents under you. You're no longer negotiating buyer fees. You're setting the policy for how your whole team negotiates them. The new rules reshape the entire industry, and you've built your business around exploiting the gap nobody else closed fast enough. You train your agents to win listings on value, not percentage. You've built scripts, systems, a whole internal playbook that took you 4 years and $40,000 in mistakes to develop. You manage $4.8 million in transaction volume this quarter across your team. Your cut after splits and overhead, $71,000. You pay your office lease, $6,200 a month, without checking your account first. There was a time that number would have terrified you. An agent under you gets accused of steering a client toward a higher commission listing instead of the best fit home. It's the kind of thing that could trigger a lawsuit under the new disclosure rules. You handle it quietly. You make the problem disappear with a settlement and an NDA. You don't ask too many questions about what actually happened. You tell yourself that's just management. You stop returning calls from agents below a certain production level. Your assistant screens for you now. You used to be the person nobody screened. The shift happened so gradually, you can't pinpoint the day it started. Level 7, the power broker. Level 7, the power broker. You don't sell houses anymore. You sell access to listings before they hit the market, to off-book deals between developers and institutional buyers, to relationships built over a decade of closing on time and keeping your mouth shut. You broker a $14 million commercial to residential conversion deal. Your fee isn't a percentage anyone outside the deal will ever see. $310,000, structured across 3 invoices, paid through 2 entities. You've learned that the biggest money in this business after the ruling isn't in commission at all. It's in information. Knowing which neighborhoods are about to get rezoned. Knowing which seller is 2 months from bankruptcy and will take any offer. Knowing before anyone else. You sit on a regional real estate board now. People defer to you in meetings. You set policy that affects 400 agents you'll never meet. You haven't shown a house in 18 months. Your old mentor, the broker who took 30% of your first deal, calls you for advice now. You give it for free, the only thing you still do for free, and you're not sure if that's loyalty or nostalgia or just proof to yourself that you remember where you came from. You start losing track of which deals are clean and which ones live in the gray. You decide not to look too closely. Looking too closely has a cost you can't afford anymore. Level 8, the untouchable architect. You own pieces of 6 brokerages now. You don't manage them. You don't need to. Your name appears on industry panels about. You eat dinner alone most nights. Not because you have to. Because you've forgotten how to want company that doesn't want something from you. Somebody calls you a visionary in a trade magazine. You read the article twice. You don't recognize the person they're describing. You wonder briefly if you ever did. You think about the woman at the door, the first one, the one who told you she could negotiate her own fee now. Thank you very much. You think about the $4,000 flat fee deal. You think about being hungry for $363 a showing. You're not hungry anymore. You haven't been in years. You're something else now, full, in the way a vault is full. Secure. Sealed. Untouched by the noise below. You hold leverage over people who don't know they're holding leverage over you in return. Everyone above zero owes someone. You just owe people who are very good at pretending they don't need anything from you back. The system never needed you to feel anything. It only needed you to keep moving up. You did. You're not sure some nights what you traded for it. Somewhere across the city, a new agent is signing her first buyer-broker agreement at a kitchen table, explaining the 2% fee like it's the most important thing she's ever said out loud. She thinks the hardest part is convincing the buyer to sign. She doesn't know yet, but she will.